Hi, my name is Brandon Smith with Elite Safety Services. Our goal is simple: to give you the tools, knowledge, and support you need to stay safe and prevent incidents on the job every day. Welcome everyone to today's training on bloodborne pathogens. OSHA requires this training annual under General Industry 29.19.10.1030. Even though construction isn't healthcare, workers may still encounter blood or bodily fluids, so this is an important part of safety onboarding. So what are bloodborne pathogens? Bloodborne pathogens are microorganisms in blood that can cause disease. The big three we focus on are hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV. They spread through direct contact with infected blood or bodily fluids. So why do construction workers need bloodborne pathogens training? You may need to give first aid to a coworker. You could handle sharp debris or tools that have blood on them. Sometimes accidents happen where blood cleanup is needed, and you must know how to protect yourself. On this slide, we're looking at common routes of exposure to bloodborne pathogens in the workplace. First, contact with a bleeding coworker is a direct way pathogens can spread. Always wear gloves and other appropriate personal protective equipment whenever you come into contact with someone else's blood. Second, contact with blood while administering first aid is another risk. Treat every situation as potentially infectious and always use a barrier protection like gloves or mask. Third, touching a contaminated surface can also expose you. Blood or bodily fluids on surfaces might not be obvious, so avoid bare hand contact and always disinfect surfaces properly. Fourth, if you're assigned to clean up blood, follow the proper procedures. Wear gloves, use disposable materials, and clean up the area with approved disinfectants. Fifth, contact with contaminated products or equipment like bandages, tools, or PPE can spread pathogens. Handle these items carefully and either disinfect or dispose of them properly. Finally, using a tool covered in dried blood is still a risk. Bloodborne pathogens can remain infectious even when they're dry, so always clean and disinfect tools before using them. The key takeaway is to always assume blood and bodily fluids are infectious, use your PPE, follow proper cleanup procedures, and never take shortcuts when handling contaminated materials. Some universal precautions: the golden rule: treat all blood and bodily fluids as if they're infectious. Always use gloves and barriers. Wash your hands immediately after removing gloves. Never eat, drink, or smoke in areas where you could be exposed. You can help to control the exposure by using the appropriate protective equipment. Gloves are going to be your number one defense. Use them whenever contact is possible. Safety glasses or face shields can protect against splashes. In some cases, extra protective clothing may be needed. Some workplace practices for exposure control: use absorbent spill kits when available to clean up blood. Dispose of sharps like needles or glass in puncture-proof containers, never in the regular trash. Disinfect surfaces with approved cleaning agents, and never pick up broken glass with bare hands, even with gloves. If you just so happen to be exposed to blood, wash and flush the exposed area immediately with soap and water. You need to report the incident to your supervisor right away. You seek a medical evaluation. The company must provide a post-exposure follow-up, and don't delay. Quick action can make a huge difference. If you guys get exposed to blood out on the job site, you need to contact your safety manager immediately and let them know. They'll do a report through Industrial MD, and we'll get you guys set up with a medical provider so that they can determine how you were exposed and what the plan of action is from there. As an employer, OSHA requires you to offer hepatitis B vaccine to workers with potential occupational exposure. It's a safe and effective way to protect yourself. You can accept or decline, but it is highly recommended. All employers are required to offer you this service. Some key takeaways today, guys. Always assume all blood is infectious. Use your PPE and barriers every time. Report exposures immediately and never just try to tough it out. Remember, safety is more important than rushing. Quick knowledge check, guys. What does universal precautions mean? That means we're going to treat all blood and bodily fluids as if they are infectious. Even if you think they're safe, always use gloves and other barriers. Can you name one bloodborne disease? If you said hepatitis B, hepatitis C, or HIV, you're right. What's the first thing you should do if exposed to blood or bodily fluids? The answer, wash or flush the area immediately with soap and water. How should disposable gloves be handled after use? We're going to remove them carefully without touching the outside of the glove and dispose of them in the proper container, and then we're going to wash our hands immediately afterwards. Quick true false, guys. You can throw a sharp object into the regular trash can. No, that's false. Sharps must always go into a puncture-proof container to prevent injury or exposure. Thank y'all for watching this training. I hope you found it helpful and that you're walking away with some practical tools to keep yourself and your team safe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future safety training content. At Elite Safety Services, our goal is to better equip you for safety in the workplace. If you have any questions, need additional training, or want to partner with us for safety support, don't hesitate to reach out. You can contact me directly. My name is Brandon Smith, and my email is brandon@elitesafety.co, and my phone number is 502-334-8623. Thanks again for your time, stay safe, and we'll see you at the next training.